Okay, we're gonna end tonight with a little something different. Something that I've had friends ask me to record before. I don't know why they wanted me to do it. You can find it out there plenty on your own. But this is Super Mario Brothers 3. And what we're going to do is something special. Oh god, the buttons don't work. Alright, let's configure that gamepad. There we go. Okay, let's see what the heck was happening here. Alright, this seems to be working. Let's get our bearings in this first one. The green screen looks great. Ah, thank you. Okay. Yeah, I got it was a lighting issue, not like an issue with the screen. So I was able to get a light box with diffuser, and that fixed her right up. So this is Super Mario Bros. 3, a game that came out in 1980. Well, I mean, the copyright is on the screen. I want to say like 89. That feels right. So there was, with how different Super Mario Bros. 2 was compared to Super Mario Bros. 1, and how much this looked like a return to that classic form with all this other stuff, and really started to set the bar for Mario to evolve with each iteration. Like the second one was, as you may or may not know, in Japan, Super Mario Bros. 2 looked very similar to Super Mario Bros. 1. You can experience it in the Super Mario All-Stars, the Lost levels. That's just Super Mario Bros. 2 in Japan, which was deemed way too hard for American audiences. And probably so at the time. It may have. A lot of people think that if Super Mario Bros. 2 came out in its original form in the United States, it wouldn't have done well because of the difficulty level, and as a result, it may have like severely damaged Nintendo, because Super Mario Bros. 2 in America was actually an enormous hit. So, so this game, you can see, it kind of starts off with like the curtain going up. It's a looks like a play, and however, we're not trapped in a play, that's the premise. Mario's trapped in a play, so it's not the best, but it's fine. So a lot of people think the way out of the play is to save Bowser, save Peach from Bowser, but there's a better way and a quicker way. Oh, dang. I want to show off a trick there. So, part of... let me just... You can't put that down. Come here, stop. So, what we're going to do, instead of... I don't think it's going to work now because... Whoa! Did you see that clip? That was pretty awesome. It may work. Dang. Oh, I broke half this block here. So yeah, that's a little trick with the scrolling. You can kind of see, like, if we go to the right, this is something you don't really see on old TVs when you play. We see how that block is green, and that's because the left over here is green, and it's drawing the pictures for the stuff to the right. Like, I'm talking like way out in the edge here. But it has to use the palette from the stuff from the left. So, but anyway, you don't have to. I have played this a few times. You're correct. way back in the day. This is we're gonna warp whistle here just to speed things along a little bit. So, to make the game release you from this play rather than playing its little game and getting to Bowser and freeing Princess Peach. What we can instead do is trap the game ourselves and force it to let us out, to let us go, to set us free with itself. And we're going to do that in a very interesting way. It's coming up very shortly. There's a lot of explanations on how to do this and why it works, and like it goes, you can get some real deep dive stuff. See, now normally you want to use the 2 warp whistles back to back because that gets you to World 8, but we're not going to World 8. The secret prison is in World 7-1. So we're gonna have to do some very specific things. It's like a combination lock. We gotta open the door and then throw the game and ourselves in it together. So, oops, that's fine. So I kick you that way. Then we go up this pipe here. Now that's step 1 is kicking that turtle shell down to the right. The right is important. And then getting it off the screen when it's low. Alright, we kill these 3 plants. That's the next step in the combination. Next up, we're tail whipping this guy. We're bringing him along for the ride. And then once these 2 turtles are on screen, boom, gone. Kill it. This guy, we have to bring him over here, kill him against that block. This dude, while he is going up, whip him, grab him. Now this is the hard part. We have to get this turtle right up against that pipe. There can be no space or overlap. This is the most precise part of this little trick. And it can take a little while to get, but thankfully, you kind of have infinite tries. Nope, that's not good enough. Not close enough. That is too close. It's overlapped. That is beautiful. Alright, so next, we grab this turtle shell. We're gonna have to get hit twice, so I'm gonna let him wake up in my hands. Boom. Now we grab him. Now we stand right here and get ready to go up this pipe when he starts to wake up. Gives a little shake, rattle, and roll. Up we go. As soon as we take damage, back down the pipe. Alright, now we just have to, we've got the door, we've got the key, and we just got to get in the door. And the door is hidden right here. There it is. We're in the door. So I'm playing this on an emulator, but this 100% works on cartridges. I've done it on original Nintendo Entertainment System hardware and cartridge. So feel free to show your friends, dazzle them if they're into that type of thing. One last bit of the trick. We have to shut the door, and we do that by pressing the jump button right here, and we'll make the game, we'll trap the game, and then make it let us go. Oh, did it freeze? Oh, it froze. But you can see we're at the princess. I'm going to reset the... Okay, good. We stopped that horrible sound. Darn, we're going to have to try again. But sometimes it freezes. It might have been because I was a little slow. So we'll give it one more shot. We'll go a little faster. So talking to my buddies on Discord, by your channel or Twitch. We're starting our holiday streams next week. We'll be heading here. Nice, man. I appreciate that. Thank you for spreading the word. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, so that little story I made up for that trick aside. That is what's known in the speedrunning game as a wrong warp, and that is what happens is you get into that pipe and you go to a place in the level that doesn't actually exist. When you're in that position, there is a music block above you, and you hit that music block, And because of the way music blocks work, which I'll show you right up here. You can kind of see once we kill this dude. So it looks like when you hit this block, when you're bouncing on it, it bounces. It's just moving up and down. But that's not actually what happens, because when you hit it, you notice how the block on the right is still there, but when we hit it, when I pause the game here, it's gone. That's because the block is the question mark blocks are a background piece, just like the ground or any other platform you stand on, until you hit them. When you hit them, they're erased, and a sprite is drawn there. Sprites aren't shown on the pause screen. That's why Mario's gone too. And the sprite moves down and back up, and then the sprite is deleted, and the background is redrawn. So that's why it comes back. So the game has to be told where to draw that music block sprite, and because you're way off Pirates of the Caribbean, off the map, the game loses its mind trying to draw that question mark block. And here's another example of or proof that the block gets redrawn. See how it's like on the edge of the screen now? If we jump, bonk, we end up with half a green music block over here because it tried to redraw it over here. And if you time that right, you can get the full music block shown. But yeah. So it tries to draw the block there, it loses its mind, and it can't do it. So it looks for the next thing that it can do, and that happens to be move Mario, and it moves, and when it looks for a place to move him to, it just so happens that the very end of the game is where it is what it finds. So it's a lot of really coincidental things, and like I said, there's like super in-depth, like machine language level descriptions of exactly what's going on with this trick, but that's kind of like a high level. You go where you're not supposed, you go to a place that doesn't exist, and you make the game try to do something there, and the game gets upset. People who are super good at speed running this can beat the game in like 3.5 minutes, something like that. If you're doing a tool assisted run, or a TAS as they're called, which is like you play the game frame by frame to get perfect inputs and things like that, I think it's under 3 minutes. But I just like to do the trick for fun. I'm not looking for world records. Show you more tricks. Well, I mean, if you want to see all the tricks, I mean, you just have to turn into any speedrun live stream, especially something like a marathon or charity, which has a wide variety of games. So yeah, put this up here. Boop. So yeah, you have to kill certain shells in a specific place. These last three, the one I killed on the right there, this guy, not kill, but leave him in a position get him off the screen in a certain position. And that might have been what happened. I might have had the position just slightly off. Like I said, this is what's known as a pixel perfect trick. It has to be on the perfect pixel, otherwise it doesn't work. And that looks good enough for me. So it's important to be facing right here, because this pipe puts you in the perfect position. And then as soon as I start taking damage, the game freezes, and I start holding down, which means the first frame available, you go down. And to get into this pipe, it's always there. You don't need to do anything special. Just jump at this green pipe while holding down. Try to aim for like the lip, or Yep, and then you just go in. I mean, that was the first part of the trick that I learned. It's really hard to get consistent because the positioning is pretty precise, but I mean, just slamming yourself against that cream pipe while holding down, eventually you'll get it. You know, well, I don't know, the trick's busy. I'm not, I don't have that kind of time. I have a full-time job, unfortunately. So, boop, there we go. We got it to work this time, full on. There's the ending. Some of the colors are messed up. Like the ending gets messed up a little bit. It's the price you pay, but I believe this background isn't supposed to be that pink. So yeah, like I said, I'm doing this on emulator now just for convenience, because I don't have a capture card or my Nintendo here. But it works on the original hardware. Yeah, so the floor here is supposed to be the checkered pattern like the opening. It's not supposed to be a curtain. And that curtain was obviously supposed to be a full curtain that came down and back up. So, so yeah, that is the Super Mario Brothers 3 Wrong Warp, or Princess Warp, or Credits Warp. You know, people have a lot of names for it, but it's unfortunately the type of trick that will ruin a game for speedrunning, even though it's so cool. It's like I said, now you can just get to the end credits in like 3 minutes. Like, that's not exciting, because it's over so fast. But thankfully there are many other categories of Super Mario Brothers 3, including no wrong warp. So you can use whistles, but other than that, you gotta be legit. And then of course, all castles, 100%, which is you do every level. So yeah, a lot of fun things with this game. But yeah, it was very fun. This trick was only found a couple years ago too, which is awesome how new things are found all the time in video games, especially old ones like this. But it was just, I saw this trick and I just wanted to learn how to break the game from my childhood. And there's a couple of ways, you know, all the action starts as soon as you go into the door in World 7-1, and there's a couple of ways to set it up. Some are faster than others, but are more precise. And I go with the method I use is just like the most consistent. On all the ultra precise, the only thing that is ultra precise is that one shell you have to get up against the pipe. Everything else is pretty much a gimme if you're paying attention and being careful. And you have as much time as you want to get into the red pipe, which can be kind of a pain in the butt. So, but yeah, there's the Super Mario Brothers 3 Wrong Warp. I hope you enjoyed it. While the wonderful Super Mario Bros. 3 music is playing, we'll talk about what we're going to be doing on the channel. I'm still, the reason the XCOM 2 uploads have stopped is I just need to make more thumbnails, which doesn't take very long. I just haven't sat down and done it. And the reason I haven't sat down and done it is because I haven't had the time to just upload. I don't like to, you know, it chunks the crap out of anything else to try to do on the internet, on my computer at least, while uploading a video. Just because there's a little bit of processing there. It's actually not too bad. I'm just being a baby about it. But I'll make sure to finish the XCOM 2 uploads. It's not like they're Twitch highlights or anything like that. They're just on my computer, so we'll get them. And then there's of course not going to be a stream on Thursday because of Thanksgiving. I won't be home. We'll be with family, as I hope everybody else will be. And if you're not, well then, I hope you just have a nice quiet day, or whatever kind of day you want to have. No there's nothing written in stone about how a holiday has to be celebrated or that it has to be celebrated at all. So, but then next week we will return, and I'm thinking of trying to. Oh, good lord! Opening Steam made that get sad. And I'm just thinking about what we want to play. I did promise a little bit of Jesus, what was that horror game? No, Evil. Yeah, the Evil Within. I did promise a little Evil Within. So we might do that on Tuesday just to say we did it, and then if we have a good time, maybe we'll keep playing it. Maybe just play it also Thursday. But another game I've been wanting to play, which I think might work for stream, is the Sexy Brutale, which it's not a porn game. It's not Honey Pop. It's actually about it actually has to do with time manipulation in a masquerade party and like changing the past and the future. It looked really awesome, and it got like crazy good reviews. Also Cuphead is on the table. Maybe Cuphead will be next, but if I do play Cuphead, we'll probably go for all S rankings, because I've already played through it on normal in my free time, and Cuphead is one of those games where the game is hard, don't get me wrong, but part of the difficulty is figuring out what the pattern is, and then once you have the pattern and you've built that muscle memory a little bit, it gets a lot easier. And then beyond that, like, there's the precision, so we might go for all S ranks or something like that if it doesn't get like too nuts. And I'm not sure how fun it is to watch somebody try and grind out a boss like 40-50 tries, so it was Evil Within 1. That was what I was going to play for Halloween, but it unfortunately took way too long to download and install. I think, is there anything else that's like been super on my radar? And then last thing is that maybe it's not going to be soon, but maybe for next year, I do have a Nintendo Switch. Maybe I'll look into getting a capture card and seeing if we can't stream some Switch stuff and get super copyright struck by Nintendo all the time. Beyond that, I am always looking for game suggestions. So feel free to like drop a comment on my video, hit me up on Twitter or Facebook and say, hey, I think you'd really like X, play X, please. And I'll definitely give it a look. But yeah, I have so many games. I think those are the ones that are in the running right now. Yep. So yeah, that's it. I think that's gonna be it for tonight. We'll end on the God, the music for Mario games is just so good. That's what I'm playing through. I'm almost done with Odyssey. I'm getting very close to the end, and that is one of the things that you can't help but notice in that game is how good the music is. It just is perfect. And speaking of good games with good music, the music in Cuphead is out of this world good, along with the animation and just like everything else. So maybe we'll do Cuphead. Maybe we'll do a weekend of Evil Within just to finish out November, and then maybe do Cuphead or something like that. I'm looking forward to receiving them busy. Absolutely. So I hope you had a good time. If you did, I do encourage you to what is it on Twitch? Follow so you can notify when we go live again. Watch this replay on YouTube. I encourage you to subscribe so you know when new videos are posted. You can also find me on Facebook and Twitter, right up there. And so yeah, have a great Thanksgiving. Thanks for stopping by, Busy. Hope you have a good holiday. And I hope to see you guys back here next week with eating leftover turkey sandwiches, and the final bits of mashed potatoes for our next show. But until then, have a great weekend, have a great holiday, and I'll see you next time.